linen services in Kansas City and online at walkermls.com.
Oklahoma.
Taki work his way aboard here. The payoff. High fly ball, center field. Burris back, warning track. Whoa! It's gone! He talked him off! He talked him off! Dayton Taki has sent the Sooners to Kansas! Oklahoma is super! Straight away center field, Dayton Taki talked him off! Oklahoma wins the Atlanta Regional! The boys from Norman have shocked college baseball! Dayton Taki over the batter's eye in center field. And that'll do it. Good night, everybody. The Sooners rallied to beat them last night, and they've done it again today. 8-7 the final, Oklahoma. Unstinking believable. You can unhitch the wagon. Put the ponies in the barn. We're taking them to the Sunflower State. Oklahoma wins the Atlanta Regional in walk-off fashion off the bat of Dayton Taki.
They've been talking since right after the draft. The Browns had said throughout the offseason that they did not intend to trade Myles Garrett, but it never sounded as firm as it was a year ago when they were flatly refusing to even engage here. So there really was not another team that emerged through the process. I would say about 72 hours ago, it seemed like this deal was going to get done. The Browns were not going to do it unless they got Jared Verse as part of the deal. He's a two-time Pro Bowler who's under team control for several more years at a relatively cheap rate, which allows them to get younger at a core position, get a Pro Bowl caliber player who's not making as much money as Myles Garrett. And then in addition to that, they get a 2027 first rounder, a 2028 second rounder, and a 2029 third rounder. So extra day two compensation in 28 and 29, an extra first in 2027, which you can certainly do all the math on that. A highly regarded draft, particularly for quarterbacks. And now the Browns, who are rolling into 2026 with Shedeur Sanders and Deshaun Watson, potentially are going to have the ammunition to go and get one in 2027.
The Kansas City Royals.
Lane Thomas with the bases loaded and 2 outs.
Lane's always hit the Reds well, always hit well in this ballpark.
Fastball hit high in the air, deep left field. J.J. Blades to the track. He looks up. It's gone. A grand slam for Lane Thomas. A big first inning swing when the Royals have needed it the most. The Royals' first hit in the ball game gives them a 4-0 lead.
Bam! There you go. Get a veteran up there. Guy who's had some success in this ballpark. Are you kidding? That's an extreme confidence builder by a guy who knows he can hit in the great American ballpark here. And look at that first pitch. He ain't not messing around. And that's so beautiful right there. Way to pick up everybody.
Brings up Jack Caglione, who's 0 for 1 with a walk tonight. Caglione hits it high in the air, deep center field. Dunn sprints back at the fence. It's gone! A 2-run blast for Jack Caglione. The Royals had a pair in the top of the 5th. It is 6-1. 6th home run of the season for Jack Caglione. Just to the left of the batter's eye and straightaway center. That tailed and sailed right into the Reds bullpen.
Belly up. Get up on that dish, Bonnie, and get a little piece of that lefty. Nice stroke. Way to stay inside of the ball. He had power, mega power. I was calling for a river shot last at bat. He went ahead and took that high breaking pitch there, a little slider. Huge mistake. That away Cag's been sitting on 11 ribbies for the longest time.
2 on with 2 outs for J.J. Blades. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Got him with a back foot slider. The nightmare is over. The Royals successfully flipped the calendar to June, put a 6-game losing streak behind him, and take the opener in Cincinnati. A final score of 9-2.
Yeah, that was a huge swing, literally, and a swing in the game. I mean, the at-bats to load the bases, the walks, being disciplined, and then he's almost off the hook in first pitch, and Lane was ready to hit. Yeah, Jack put a great swing on that. We know that he can do that against lefties, and driving that ball to the left side of the field was big, and then continuing to tack on throughout. You just never know, especially in this ballpark. You don't know what's going to happen, and you see they get a couple guys on in a couple innings, and you're one swing away from the game being back really close.
Good morning, Kansas City. This is New Day with SSJ on Sports Radio 810 WHB. Stephen St. John in studio on this Tuesday, June 2nd, 2026. Jake Gutierrez behind the glass. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll have former Royals reliever Jaime Bluma on the show coming up at 6:30. He'll be with us about an hour and a half. Then we'll talk to Damon Bethea and we'll preview the NBA Finals, which gets started tomorrow night with Game 1 between the New York Knicks and San Antonio Spurs, right here on Sports Radio 810 WHB. And then we'll also have Nate Bucati in studio in the 8 o'clock hour from 8 until 10 o'clock. We do have lots to talk about. A lot of wild things happening yesterday, which was fun. Fun for some. Man, I was trying to keep my eye on that regional final between Oklahoma and Georgia Tech, because if Georgia Tech wins, and by the way, you want to come in here and pat me on the back, or do I just do it myself?
Your call.
I told you.
You want me to come in there and pat your back?
Don't worry about the numbers in front of the team when it gets to this point.
That's right, you did. That's right.
Everyone's, number 2 there. Ask UCLA how that worked out.
Yep. College baseball's wild, man.
Ask Florida State how that worked out, losing to St. John's. Let's go. You know, it gets wild, man. What was Georgia Tech?
Number 2.
Was. But I was keeping my eye on that game because Georgia Tech, if they win, they host Kansas in the Super Regional. But if Oklahoma wins, then Kansas hosts Oklahoma. And that would be a lot of fun for this show. And what was the score? What was Oklahoma down? I thought 7-3. When I looked at it, I go, Georgia Tech's going to win.
I think it was 7-3.
And then Oklahoma, with the miraculous comeback, and they win the Atlanta Regional, and now they come to Kansas for the Super Regional for the right to go to the College World Series, which is wild. See if your boy answers the phone.
Lebo? It's
Sure.
7-3 in the 6th.
Yeah. I mean, and that's when I checked the score. And I said, well, no. Okay, then. All right. Now this thing's real. Now we got to figure out if we can get... See, now, this better not have been all talk. Now we got to figure out how we can get you and Todd up to the game in Lawrence. To a game in Lawrence. Whatever. Are you still willing to do this?
Yeah.
If we can get this done?
I'll go hang out with Lebo anytime I can.
Oklahoma walk-off home run in the 10th inning to stun Georgia Tech 8-7. How crazy is that?
It's wild, man. It's great.
That's what college baseball's fun anyway and wild, but I mean, it seems like throughout so many different regionals, it's been wild endings and unexpected results and upsets.
Troy upset Florida yesterday as well, I think. I mean, I haven't paid this close to attention to college baseball in a long time.
Dayton Taki hit the walk-off home run in the 10th.
Taki off.
To stun Georgia Tech, eliminating the number 2 national seed and sending the Sooners to a matchup with their former conference rival. So right there, the number 1 and the number 2 teams didn't even make it out of the regionals.
Right.
So now Kansas and Oklahoma will face off in a best-of-3 series beginning either Friday or Saturday. Details will be announced Tuesday morning. Hey, that's this morning.
Keeping my eye on it.
All right. Oklahoma finished 11th in the SEC. They're now 36-22. They were 14-16 in conference games. Damn. They beat the Citadel 8-3 on Friday. But then they allowed 6 straight runs late in their first of 3 matchups against Georgia Tech as they lost 9-3. Then they blew out the Citadel 15-5. Then, but just imagine if you're Georgia Tech and think about this. Oklahoma was down 8-2, facing elimination before they came back and won 15-8. But then, in this last game last night, they were down 7-3. And they came all the way back and walked it off. Wow. Kansas is 97-175-1 in its history against Oklahoma. Most recent matchups, a pair of close losses in the 2024 Big 12 tournament before the Sooners left for the SEC. So how about that? What are you rooting for as far as the series starting to make it most likely to fit in your schedule, Friday or Saturday? What do you want here?
Saturday.
Friday start coming up. You go Saturday though?
Yeah. Yeah. Saturday'd be better for me. Friday's tough.
Maybe they'll factor that in.
Yeah, I bet they will. They got my number.
So Oklahoma wins, and now Kansas will host a Super Regional.
It's awesome.
Yeah, call Todd and see if he'll ever answer. He said he's always available. You ever need me, call me. Put it to the test. Because I want to know if he kept watching. Do you think he kept watching?
Yes, I do.
I hope he did. I mean, you have to at that point. But I guess I'd understand if he turned it off at 7-3. And not only did Oklahoma come back and win, the Kansas City Royals won a baseball game 9-2 over Cincinnati. Now, I'm not here to rain on anyone's parade, because a win is a win, and you don't apologize for it. And everybody's dealing with injuries. And none of the other teams feel sorry for the Royals when they're dealing with injuries to Cole Reagans and Chris Bubich and Carlos Estevez and whoever else has been hurt throughout the season. No one feels bad about beating the Royals when they've been damaged by injury. But timing is everything. And what did I say yesterday? Man, this is going to be a tough game because the Royals have to face Chase Burns, who's one of the best starters in baseball, with a 1.96 ERA and 11 starts. And boy, oh boy, is this going to be fun, because we get to watch one of the best players in the National League, Elly De La Cruz, one of the most exciting players to watch in baseball. Man, oh man, look out. With Chase Burns and Elly De La Cruz, those are the headliners. Well, yesterday, hours before the game started, the Reds placed their superstar, Elly De La Cruz, on the injured list with a right hamstring strain. It's okay, all right. Never like to see anyone get hurt, but that's fortunate for the Royals. They won't have to face Cincinnati's best player in Elly De La Cruz. All right, cross him off the list.
Some hams.
Then I go to turn the game on, and Lyon Richardson is starting, making his 5th career start with a very robust ERA. And I'm like, where is Chase Burns and his 1.96 ERA? He was scratched from the start due to illness. So I'm thinking, you know what? You don't get many gifts in baseball, but you go to Cincinnati starving for a victory, and they put their best player on the IL hours before the game, and you're facing one of the best pitchers in the National League, and his start gets scratched due to illness, you better win that game. You better win that freaking game. And to the Royals' credit, they jumped on Cincy. The much maligned Lane Thomas with a grand slam. And look, Richardson, he was as advertised. He was terrible. 1 inning, 1 hit, 4 runs, 2 walks. I'll go ahead and suggest that Chase Burns would have been a far more difficult matchup for the Royals. But the Royals took advantage of the opportunity and jumped all over the Reds. And something else good you can take away from the game is Luinder Avila looked good in his start. 5 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, 4 walks. That's too many. Anyone will tell you that, but still. 5 strikeouts, gave up a home run, threw 86 pitches.
How about those Royals, huh?
Would have loved to see him get through 6, but you'll take that. If I'd have told you that Avila's going to step up and throw 5 innings and only give up 1 run, we all would have signed up for that. No doubt about that. And so that was good enough. And the Royals get a victory. Let me tell you a secret.
Always.
Do you?
Yeah, I love secrets.
I don't know if I want to tell you.
I don't think you're just telling me, though, buddy.
But it's a secret. I don't know. Maybe the Royals don't know this.
Okay.
Do you want to know or not?
I do. I think all of Kansas City wants to know your secrets.
Kaggs hit a home run off a left-handed pitcher. Shh. Don't tell anybody. Don't tell anyone.
That's a secret.
Yeah. Shh. Jack Caglione hit a home run off a lefty.
Oh, they let him face one?
Yeah, boy.
Hey.
And as I take my glasses off, I know Randy Jazirli made this point, and when I saw the lineup, I thought of this as well. And look, it's easy to say this after they scored 9 runs, but, and also Michael Garcia's hurt, but I'll have Carter Jensen hitting leadoff, and I'll have Kaggs batting cleanup. This goes back to what the game plan was and what their lack of moves told us. If this team was going to take a step forward offensively, they were depending on the growth of Carter Jensen and Jack Caglione. So, bet on yourself. Put your money where your mouth is. And put these guys in the lineup in prominent positions and let it go. And guess what, Jake? There's 2 outcomes. You were either right or you're wrong. But don't sit on the don't be like Nate Bukaty and straddle the fence. This guy loves sitting on the fence. Loves it. Don't sit on the fence. If you were so confident in Kaggs and Jensen that you didn't go out and make a splashier move offensively, then go with it, roll with it. And if when Garcia comes back, I know Vinny's doing better. He went 2 for 4. But what would you say if Carter Jensen, Bobby Witt, Kaggs, Garcia, somehow that made up the top 4 somewhere, in some way?
Well,
do you still want Vinny up there and hope that he's turning things around?
Not right now.
He went 2 for 4.
That's good. Keep working on it.
I'll have it. Bet on the young Bucks.
I love that lineup.
All right.
I mean,
this is.
It seems like we should have seen some changes earlier, but they were forced into doing this.
This was Randy's post. The Royals bat Jensen lead off, Kaggs hits cleanup, and they score 9 runs. Probably not a coincidence. They're slowly working their way to their ideal top 4 of Jensen, Witt, Kaggs, Garcia. Bunching your best 4 hitters together is an easy hack to getting better performance with runners in scoring position. So if Garcia, when he gets healthy, what would you say to Jensen, Witt, Kaggs, Garcia?
Yeah. I mean, I said that earlier in the season.
You never said it.
I did.
You thought it.
I said Garcia had a breakout season last year batting 4th.
What do you say? What would you say to that?
Sign me up.
Okay, me too.
Sign me up. Sign me up 3 weeks ago.
Well, you can't do that.
Well, they should have. That's right. I mean, they were just sitting on their thumbs for so long.
I'm not sitting there sitting on my thumbs, I'm just...
But hey, they were forced into this move pretty much because Garcia being unavailable. But hey, if it works, stick with it because it hasn't been working.
Oh, they could have done something else goofy, but they put Jensen at leadoff and they put Kaggs at cleanup there. And I liked it. And they looked like a real baseball team. Now again, not to say they still wouldn't have won the game, but that was a tremendous benefit to have Chase Burns scratched from his start due to illness and Ellie De La Cruz placed on the IL due to a hamstring issue.
Well, sometimes
sometimes
you're due a break.
But just in the hours leading up to the game. Like those were the 2 players I highlighted yesterday during the show. And then hours later, all right, best pitcher, best hitter not playing, let's go. All right. Here I am. Royals take advantage, they win 92.
How about those Royals, huh?
And in the NFL, whoa! Wow! Blockbusters! Blockbusters? You bet. And I'm not talking about Juju Smith-Schuster signing with the Giants, which actually pissed me off. That's where we're at.
That's where we're at.
With how I feel about the Chiefs wide receivers. I got pissed off when Juju Smith-Schuster signed with the Giants. I let loose the old F-bomb.
Oh,
why? That's where I'm at right now. Probably because I'm stupid. The Cleveland Browns trade Myles Garrett to the Rams for pass rusher Jared Verse, a first-round pick in 27, a second-round pick in 28, and a third-round pick in 29. Wow. Yowza.
All right, can I cuss? Can I cuss right now? Mother.
Yep. That's what I said when I saw Juju sign. I like Juju. He got punched in the mouth for this team. And I stood there and interviewed him as his mouth bled. He bled for this. Play that sound effect the Deeps found for us. That's what I sounded like when I saw Juju sign with the Giants. That's right, that was me. So Myles Garrett goes to the Rams. And then we knew this trade was going to happen, but still, when it happened, it's still a wow. A.J. Brown goes to the Patriots for a first-round pick in 2028 and a fifth-rounder in 27.
That was the surprising part, right?
28.
Right, 28.
So I ask you this question before we break. I did not give you any. Don't be laughing or I won't break.
All right.
I did not give you any heads up to this. So I want a real raw and just think about it for a minute.
All right.
If you know the easy button that you've seen before,
yeah,
that was easy.
Staples easy.
If you had a button in there you could push,
mm-hmm.
and you could make one of those trades come true for the Chiefs.
Oh, it's easy. That's the easy one for me.
What would it be?
Myles Garrett. By a mile.
But think about what the trade would be. What would it be?
That'd be Karlaftis.
It would be Karlaftis,
right?
A first, a second, and a third for Myles Garrett.
Done.
Or do you trade a 28 first and a fifth rounder for A.J. Brown and give Patrick Mahomes A.J. Brown?
A.J. Brown's a headache. Myles Garrett is a stud. He's the best defender in the league.
And what have they ever won with him?
Well, I mean, that's not who's been the quarterback.
That's fine, but I mean, it's
I mean, when they had a competent quarterback, they went to the playoffs.
I get it with Myles Garrett, but I don't think that's as I thought about it a lot longer than you just did.
Well, I just don't like
because I thought about not, because you're giving up Karlaftis, and you're giving up 3 picks.
Yep.
Versus
valuable.
I could give up a 28 first rounder and a 5th rounder next year and get I know you say wide receiver, a headache? What?
No, I get that.
You mean really?
If you're gonna,
do the Chiefs have they dealt with any headaches of wide receiver?
They absolutely have. But what I'm saying is, if you're going to allocate that much money at that position, I don't want that guy.
All right.
I mean, I get.
But there ain't a whole lot available, buddy.
There's not. You're correct.
And you think about the Rashee Rice situation up in the air.
Yeah.
Okay? And it's not just you add Myles Garrett. I know you go from Karlaftis to Garrett, but, then you're still depending on other guys.
I mean, you're losing your best edge pass rusher.
And just to give you an idea, in my limited research, Pro Football Focus had Myles Garrett as the top graded pass rusher.
Oh yeah. Okay.
They had George Karlaftis at 31, and they had Jared Verse at 20. And then going into last year, our guy Jeremy Fowler does his rankings.
Yep.
Edge rushers.
He'll be on tomorrow morning at 8:30.
Edge rushers, he had Jared Verse, number 10. And then George Karlaftis as the 4th honorable mention. So that's why, because that's
yeah.
Now Karlaftis makes more money.
Right.
He signed. Verse is still on his rookie contract. It can't be an exact comparison, but that's the closest thing as far as talent and what they would have asked for. And so, and I totally respect you, because I'd probably,
when it comes down,
I would probably land on Myles Garrett. But I would think I think that's an interesting question. If you could just push a button and say, the Chiefs made one of these deals, which one would help the team more? Which would make them better? Replacing Karlaftis with Garrett and giving up those 3 picks? Or giving up a first-round pick in 28 and a 5th-round pick next year and adding A.J. Brown?
Well, I mean, I think that's a fair way to phrase it. Like, you asked me, which one would you want, right? I think.
Well, I would hope you would want the one that makes them better.
Well, I'm just saying that you have to think hard. Yeah, you think that would
but you get personal
theoretically,
right?
And I don't have anything against A.J. Brown. I just know that he can be a headache sometimes.
But
that's every wide receiver in the league.
Would you have been disappointed had they made either one of those trades?
No, I wouldn't have.
Would you come on the show like, that's ridiculous? How could they give that up for that guy?
Look, I'd be excited either way.
Okay, well, that's what I wanted to hear.
I'd be excited either way. I think they would both improve this team.
I mean, you got the money for either one of them, but I'm just in a dream world.
Right.
We're living in a dream state right now.
Yeah, sure. This is
a sim.
This is the Matrix.
Simulation.
Just like life.
But, when I see Myles Garrett and I see A.J. Brown, I think, I want one of those.
I'd like one, please.
I knew what you were I knew what your answer was going to be. I didn't know how quickly you'd arrive at that answer. And you didn't even consider. I thought it was a tougher question.
Well, it probably should be, but man.
Oh, but it's not.
Just thinking about Myles Garrett on this line with Chris Jones and
it'd be wonderful.
The young players that they have brought in, Peter Woods and Gelati, Omar Norman Lott. I mean that.
No, I get it. I understand. But then also think about A.J. Brown. Right. In that wide receiver room and how scary this wide receiver room is right now. To the point where I'm getting mad that Juju Smith-Schuster is signing other places.
But what would that? I mean, that would instantly turn that D line into one of the best in the league, right? And what have we been talking about all off season? The last 2 years, teams that have won the Super Bowl have had dominant D lines.
I feel, but I guess this is where I'm at. I feel much better about the defensive line than I do about the wide receivers.
100%.
The defensive line is good enough right now.
Oh, yeah.
I think.
For sure.
The wide receiver room is not.
No. The wide receiver rooms, in my opinion,
I'm also banking on the growth of Omar Norman Lott, the growth of Gelati, Karlaftis not dealing with the bad thumb, Peter Woods. There's a lot I'm banking on there.
Sure.
But there are reasons to feel much better about the defensive line, still anchored by Chris Jones, as opposed to however you describe the wide receiver room right now.
Incomplete.
There. All right. I'm going to ask everyone this question.
Sure, you should.
All day.
All day long.
And if Lebo, Mr. Call me when you need me.
He's an
Call me
exercise class.
anytime. He's what?
He's an exercise class.
Get out of the class.
Well.
How often does Oklahoma come back and win in the regional?
I texted him twice.
Does that happen all the time?
I called him once and texted him twice.
Harass him.
And he said, in exercise class. And I just said,
respond, don't care.
I said, have a good workout.
Don't know.
He'll be done.
Whatever. Yeah, he's going to be done when he gets to this office.
Now I'm done.
As soon as he's done, whatever he's doing, you tell him to call into the show.
I will.
Thank you. We'll be right back after this on Sports Radio 810 WHB. Welcome back to New Day with SSJ on Sports Radio 810 WHB. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. We have former Royals reliever Jaime Bluma in the studio now. Jaime Bluma, good morning. How are you?
I'm good. Good morning.
Please give us your reaction to Oklahoma's thrilling comeback victory over Georgia Tech. Now, that sends Oklahoma to Lawrence, Kansas for the Super Regional.
2 days in a row, big comebacks by Oklahoma. Todd and I were texting back and forth the entire game yesterday. We actually, I got to play in that ballpark in a regional back in Nam, back in 1993. We got sent to Georgia Tech after hosting my first 2 years, freshman, sophomore year. We got sent to Georgia Tech for a regional in 93. And that was, as you guys were talking about, that was Garcia Parr and Veritek and that whole crew down there. But we actually won that regional to go to Omaha and then had a good run in Omaha. So not the easiest place in the world to play. But to be able to come back with no, that's what Todd and I were texting back and forth. Like, nobody's got any pitching left, especially Oklahoma happened to. One, there was a rain delay and they got games pushed back. So they got to play X amount of games in a short period of time. So you had guys that had barely, even gotten on a bump throughout the course of the year, and their offense just kept bailing them out. And I mean, when the guy hit that, I didn't know if that ball was out, but man, 452 feet walk off to beat Tech. That's fun. Looking forward to hopefully going to get to Lawrence. Todd and I were talking back and forth about that yesterday too. I'd love to try to get up there for a game and see what's going on there. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, play this.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
His way aboard here.
I don't think he realized it was gone either.
High fly ball, center field. Burris back, warning track. Whoa! It's gone! He talked him off! He talked him off! Dayton Talkie has sent the Sooners to Kansas! Oklahoma is super! Straight away center field, Dayton Talkie talked him off! Oklahoma wins the Atlanta Regional! The boys from Norman have shocked college baseball! Dayton Talkie over the batter's eye in center field. And that'll do it. Good night, everybody. The Sooners rallied to beat them last night, and they've done it again today. 8-7 the final, Oklahoma. Unstinking believable. You can unhitch the wagon. Put the ponies in the barn. We're taking them to the Sunflower State. Oklahoma wins the Atlanta Regional in walk-off fashion off the bat of Dayton Talkie.
All right, let's go to Todd Lebo now has decided to call in. Todd, tell me about this play-by-play man that just screamed bloody murder.
Buddy.
Is that Toby Rowland?
Toby Rowland.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hitch the wagon. Put the ponies in the barn.
He didn't know that was a home run. I think he was quite surprised that was a home run.
Well, it's interesting. When I was watching it, the way he reacted, that Talkie reacted, looked like, I popped out. But he was just downplaying it because that was a bomb that I've watched, 20 times, all the reactions. And the pitcher, he's running to back up a base, and he realizes, oh, God, that's 100 feet over the wall. Second baseman crumbled like one of those little dolls you push the bottom of.
Right.
Just fell down. I enjoyed all of it. It was great.
And so you never stopped watching the game even when they were down?
Well, I did. I mowed the yard at the beginning of the game. I had to get that done. So I missed him going up 3-0. And then I had sort of gotten busy doing some things. I showered, blah, blah. And then it was 7-3, and then I kind of locked back in because they kept just kind of scrapping and getting a little run here or there. And I was texting with Bluma. I was texting with Deebs. So, we were involved.
Bluma, what did you think of that comeback? I mean, just unbelievable, right?
It's not just them, man. That's the crazy thing. I mean, we all get fired up about March Madness and basketball, and this is the same thing.
Bluma's got some hatred for Georgia Tech. That's what he was texting me yesterday. He's got sore feelings about Tech. So
good.
Not sore feelings. It's just it's a crazy connection too. I mean, you guys know the College Baseball Hall of Fame is coming here to Overland Park, and the guy that heads up the foundation, Craig Ramsey. That's Craig Ramsey's son, is the head coach for Georgia Tech. So there's a little history there. I don't know James as well as I know his dad and all that. I don't have hatred for Georgia Tech, but I know it's hard, and it's been a long time for them down there. I don't think they've had an Omaha run in a long time. So for them to be and put together the team that they've put together with some serious, high draft prospect and guys like that being the number 2 seed, I think this was it for them. So congratulations. And I know the staff at Oklahoma, Todd Butler, who's the third base coach, was Wichita State's head coach. Russell Raley, their first base coach, played for me when I was coaching in Alaska. And Skip Johnson, just all the ties to college baseball. I mean, I know what it's like to go down there and play. The crazy thing about all this is you just look up and maybe teams that you've never even heard of. Like one of the super regionals is going to be Little Rock versus Troy.
Good.
And I think they're trying to figure out. Little Rock was a 4 seed and Troy was a 3 seed, so they're trying to figure out
who gets the game,
who hosts. Right. I mean, how many? I was texting back and forth a little bit with Shane Dennis yesterday too, and I said total capacity at Troy maybe 561, or I don't even know about either one of those ballparks at either one of those schools. But that's the crazy. And then St. John beating Florida State, and I was hoping Milwaukee pull one off last night.
Yeah,
but I think they did run out of gas.
This
hell of a run, though.
Is no longer a hypothetical. It's now Oklahoma coming to Lawrence for a super regional. Are you going to go up there, Todd?
Well, yeah, I'm going to try to. I mean, we don't have game times yet.
We don't. 9 o'clock this morning.
I work. So, and I got hits on Friday. Sunday, I've already got some plans that I could maybe change. Saturday, I'm free.
Break the plans on Sunday if you have to.
Well,
what are the plans?
Well, we're going to the Symphony.
Wow. Go to the baseball
game. Give the Symphony tickets to Jake. He'll go to the Symphony.
Oh, Jake wants to go to the baseball game.
I want you to take me to the game.
So if you go to the game, like, are you going to go with your Oklahoma buddies? Are you going to go with Bluma? Are you going to go with Jake? Like, what's the situation here? Because we got to start making plans.
Out of town this weekend. Yeah. So, my best Oklahoma buddy's going to be gone. So I don't know. There were a lot of texts and emails going around last night, so I got work to do on that.
Don't be doing what Arkansas fans did, throwing beer at people and stuff. Don't be doing that.
I would never do that. You know me. I am like one of the nice people.
Yeah. But so now
one of the good Sooner fans.
Fire back up the backyard.
So how does Oklahoma match up against Kansas? Now this
will be slugfest.
Yeah.
This will be like neither team gives up. I think this will be. Where's the wind blowing? There'll be some bombs in this thing. It's really cool for both of them. I mean, Kansas, obviously, what they've done with their program in the last couple of years is amazing. Oklahoma getting to a super regional, in the SEC, I think they were 10th or 11th in the country at one point this year.
In the SEC, though.
I know, and then they just kept losing these games. They'd have leads and blow it, and then they end up at 11th in the SEC. But, I mean, the SEC is really stacked. I mean, it really is. You just saw, like, the 11th, quote-unquote, best team in the SEC take down, Georgia Tech. So it's a stacked deal, and I think the difference between 11th place in the SEC and 4th place in the SEC probably wasn't much. So I don't know. We'll see. They got a lot of momentum. They had to play 5 games in 3 days because of the rain out on Friday. So they were tested that way, and they got to have a lot of momentum right now. Really do. But Kansas is good, and Kansas' atmosphere is going to be electric. And, it helped carry them through. And Kansas is a really good baseball team. So it's going to be exciting. Either way, either Oklahoma gets back to Omaha, which they were there for the final just a few years ago, or Kansas gets back for the second time ever since 1993. It'll be a great story either way.
And we find out
my team to go.
We find out at 9 a.m.
Correct.
This morning.
Yeah, 9 o'clock this morning.
Game times?
I mean, we pretty much know what regional sites are. They'll announce game times and stuff. So of the
some won't start till Saturday. Some will start on Friday. It's just because there's 8 games and they want to stretch them out so people can see enough of them.
I did see the tweet yesterday. I don't know if you saw this, Todd. I should have sent it to you and Jake and Steven, that of the 8 teams that made it to Omaha last year, all of those have been eliminated. So we will have all 8 new teams in Omaha this year. That's awesome.
Congratulations, Todd. We have to do some kind of wager between you and Jake. We got to figure out if you're going to the games together. I got some connections. I can make some phone calls, but only if you guys are going to go together, because that's something I'd like to see happen.
I would love to go with Jake.
I would like to go with Jake.
And Bluma. Maybe get a 4-pack.
I'll drive.
Yeah?
And
Would you?
Deebs.
Yeah, drive.
Deebs. There's your
The
foursome
four-pack.
right there.
Yeah.
We'll make some phone calls. Hey, Gurley. Hey, Greg Gurley. Get ready for a phone call, okay, buddy?
All right, boys.
Thank you, Todd.
Hey, Todd, when are credentials due for that, you know?
I think that'll be today. Bethany was handling those. She's looking at them, so.
Might need to put my name
We'll
on that list.
Yeah. We'll figure it out.
And we're going to be in a special suite, Jake. Don't you worry about
By
that.
the way, what workout were you doing?
I was at the Longview Rec Center. It was body burn. I got
Body
a phone
burn,
call in the
yeah,
middle of
boy.
it. I just text. Now I'm going to go up and get in this sauna.
Yeah,
I'm going to keep this sweat going. I'll see you in a while.
Go get it.
Crank
Thank
that
you.
to 190, buddy.
Bring some eggs in, please.
You can only go to 150. I don't have one of your saunas.
Bring some eggs in.
No, I can't. I got to get in this sauna. Bye. I'm breaking up.
Thank you, bye.
Can't hear you.
Nate, bring some eggs in. Pete Sweeney promised us eggs yesterday, and he didn't bring them.
I did hear
and
that.
Lebo was pissed. Even more so off
Farm
the air.
fresh eggs.
Yeah, delicious. Any kind of eggs. Bring them in, Nate. Nate's coming in here at 8 o'clock. Nate the Great. We'll take a break. Back after this on WHB. Can you believe that Jack Caglione hit a home run off a left-hander?
I was excited. Like, how are you supposed to get better at hitting left-handers if you don't get the chance to hit off left-handers?
Shocking.
I had not seen that Burns had gotten scratched due to illness. So I'm running around, finishing up lessons, trying to get home to put some stuff on the grill and start the game. And I'm listening to it on the radio, and I'm like, Richardson or whoever pitched.
Right, exactly.
I'm like, what happened? So I had due to illness. I had seen the Ellie De La Cruz earlier in the day. Like, okay, that's helpful. But
did not have to face Burns.
Have you gotten a chance to see Burns pitch?
Oh yeah,
he was a stud in the college game not too long ago. I think he was a first rounder 2 years ago. So yeah, we dodged that bullet,
and they took advantage of it.
Well, I'm glad. I mean, that was the thing. Listen, even in the top of the first inning, we got the bases loaded, 1 out, and then we had a strikeout on a tough pitch, and then boom. So that's his. I was listening as they were talking that was Lane Thomas has grand slams with 4 different teams. I don't know what the record for that is. Who has the most grand slams for multiple teams? Nobody would have thought that Lane Thomas was on that list.
I was happy to hear Rex Hudler.
Oh yeah, always.
I like when he's in the broadcast
I do
booth.
too, man. It's a different kind of energy when he's in there.
Alex Rodriguez has most career grand slams with multiple teams.
How many?
25. I guess that's total.
Total grand slams. Yeah, I don't know. That's a stat.
Dave Kingman hit 16 total grand slams across 4 teams.
Ooh.
Griffey Jr. had 13. These are totals.
And I think the Lane Thomas one, because one of those 4 was with Cleveland in the playoffs, so maybe it didn't count a regular season. I don't know. They were talking about it on the broadcast. But I wouldn't have guessed that he had multiple grand slams with 3 different teams.
It
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It was anyway.
It doesn't matter how they did it.
Right.
It matters that they did it and to get a win. And they were fortunate not to face Chase Burns. They were fortunate that Ellie De La Cruz went on the IL, but they still had to go out there and beat him. And we kid about it, but I'm just glad that what you need Caglione to do is show that he's enough of a threat against lefties just to leave him in the lineup, and he hit a home run against lefty. And I like Jensen hitting leadoff.
We talked about Jensen hitting leadoff before the season even started. Did we like that might be a possibility? I think somebody alluded to that or joked about that. Maybe we hit Jensen leadoff. Maybe Q said that at the beginning of spring training or something like that. And
just grouping your best hitters together.
Sure.
So you're good with it?
I'm good with it because he seems to continue to have good at-bats, and I don't mind him in the leadoff spot. I mean, I think Garcia's probably going to go on the DL, so that causes a whole nother group of problems. But I'm okay with that. And then there's no reason that he and Cags shouldn't be in there every single day, regardless of righty-lefty, anything like that, especially at this point in the season where we're at. 14 games under 500, give them the opportunity to get comfortable and go out there and get their at-bats.
If Garcia's healthy, who's your top 4? How would you like that to look?
I mean, I still like Jensen. I like Jensen leading off. I mean, Bobby in the 2 holes, fine by me. I don't know. I don't know who you put in 3 hole. You can't. I mean, the rest of that group's scuffling a little bit.
Cags, then Garcia.
I'd go the other way around. I'd go
Garcia, Cags.
Yeah. Yep.
And then 5th.
I mean, you still got Vinny's better.
Right.
I like him there. Vinny or Salvi, 5th. Just because you don't have a ton of other options. I mean, nobody's swinging the bat well. Massey seems to be coming around a little bit.
We've got Jaime Bluma in studio. We'll be right back into this on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
by the old long face. Get to looking like you lost the race. Get to looking like you didn't place at all. Well, I heard you've been running with a wilder cast, playing hard and living fast. And for a while you had a blast. You were feeling 10 feet tall. You're gonna be alright. You'll be fine. You can have a nickel out